Hey guys, what's up? My name is Alberto, aka Destroyer 48, aka Subscribe for Food, aka Subscribe for Nuts, ha ha ha. Aka I'm the ghost with the most. Doesn't make sense, but it sounds good. Aka I have a trillion channels. Today I'm gonna be doing my movie review of Day of the Dead. Look at that. That's Bob, the main zombie, comes out. You open it up, there's another zombie. You open this up. I'll take the disc out so you can see this. That's that zombie there. Pretty scary lady zombie. Guy zombie. It looks like he has glasses, but he doesn't. I don't know if y'all could think he had glasses on, but it's actually the plastic. Put this back. Look at the back. That's the part where they're cutting up the zombie. It has two discs. The disc looks like this. And so does the other one, but I only have one right now. I don't know what the other one is. Actually, the other one's actually the movie. I have to go look for it. I was actually gonna watch the refresher, but I've already watched it so many times. So let's see what happens. So this is a Day of the Dead. This is the original. This is a 1985 film. It's not the remakes and all these other versions they have of this movie. So I'm gonna be doing my review of George. It's by George A. Romero, the legendary zombie filmmaker George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, 1985. And I'm gonna go through this movie. We're gonna go through it and speak about it. And so what you're gonna get out of it, see if there's a review, and so you can hear my opinion about it, or you haven't seen it yet, I'll talk about it and see if it's a movie you'd want to see or buy or purchase, whichever. All right, so let's get started. A review of George A. Romero's 1985 film Day of the Dead. All right, we're gonna start off on a helicopter. It looks like it's going towards Miami. That's a city, I think it is, but it doesn't say. It's not set in stone what city it is. You're gonna have Sarah. You're gonna have Flyboy, John. He's the one flying the helicopter, and we got Miguel Salazar. He's a soldier, and we got McDermott. He's a radio operator. They're flying in the helicopter. Like I said, looks like it's like Miami. That's what it looks like, or some place in Florida. I don't know why I think it's there, but it doesn't say where it's at. Like I said, they're gonna set the helicopter down. Sarah and Miguel Salazar are gonna get off the chopper and go investigate. And we got McDermott on the radio on the chopper calling, "Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Please respond to me." And Miguel is the one that has a bullhorn when he touches down in the city, and they're like in some street, and it's like, "Hello, is anybody there?" So that's Miguel Salazar yelling on the bullhorn. Sarah's just with them with a gun. They both have their guns. So yeah, they're like, "Is anybody out there? Is anybody out there?" John is telling McDermott, you might as well not even bother talking on the radio, because on the helicopter it's like there's nobody there, man. And the zombies start coming out. One of them comes out of a theater with tickets. There's zombies come out of a bank. There's even a alligator zombie there. And as our zombies start coming out, and Sarah and Miguel get scared, Miguel sees the zombies from afar. They're coming out of the buildings, and he runs. And Sarah's just looking. And you see that they get back in the helicopter, and they're flying back to wherever they came from. They're gonna land at a helicopter base. They get there at this base, and it's fenced in, and then there's some soldiers inside. and they land their helicopter, and the soldiers are there too, and the soldiers look kind of unprofessional. Some of them have their shirts on and stuff. There's one soldier that's like was in a picking bugs off a marijuana tree, and they land, and then they're getting off the helicopter. The soldiers are about to refuel the helicopter. Um, and there's zombies at the fence, like they want to get in. And Sarah's like, don't fill the helicopter, and I'll do it at night where they don't see you." And then Flyboy John is like, that's what I call him, Flyboy John. Is like, "Hey, what good is it to have the helicopter empty in case we need to get out of here?" He wants them to fuel up the helicopter now, just in case something happens, like the zombies come in or something. Sarah says, "If you can, shoot some of them in through the fence. Um, and if like it's, we're out of luck if the zombies get through, we're gonna have to wait until night to fuel up the helicopter." I'm like, okay. So they get off and they get on this thing on the base. The base is underground, you see, and it's a platform and it goes down. It's like an elevator, it goes down. And when they get down there, they are greeted by two soldiers and a golf cart, and it's one is Rickles, is like a short little guy in his 40s, beard, and then we have Steele. That's a big guy. That's a soldier too. He's big and huge, looks pretty strong, and he's the one driving. Rickles is in the passenger seat, and they're like, "Did you guys find anything?" And Salazar and Sarah are like, "No, nothing." He's like, "Nothing? How far did y'all go?" It was like 100 or 200 miles. I think it's 100 miles each way. So I guess that's north and south, east and west. Rico says, "Get in here, soldier." Talking to Salazar. "We need to get two more dead zombies in here." It actually says dead Fs, if you know what I mean. And then Sarah's like, "No, he's stressed right now." And then Salazar says, "I'm fine." He gets his backpack and he throws it on the ground. And Sarah and Miguel Salazar getting back of the golf cart. It seats four. Wow. And Steele and Rickles take him in the golf cart. They take going down this cave and stuff. There's all caves under there in this underground base. And they get to this platform, and Miguel's Salazar's gonna get a pole, but then this is a pole and it has like a I don't know what they call it. It's like a circle rope kind of deal, like kind of like a lasso. He's up there, and Steele's like, "You got it." He's like, "Yeah." And Sarah's like, "No, don't." At first, and she wants to take the pole from Miguel Salazar, and Miguel's like, "No, get your hands off the pole." And then she tells Steele, "Look at him, he's stressed." And then Steele's up there too, and he's calling the zombies all these bad words, and so they can get out of their caves. The other side of the platform is caves where zombies come. The zombies start coming out, was still yelling at him, calling obscenities at him. Rickles is there laughing too. The zombies come, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to get zombies and get them to Dr. Frankenstein, A.K. Logan, which works on the zombies, which I'll get into in a little bit. The zombies come, and they start lassoing them with a stick and bringing them in. But one of the zombies, Salazar drops the pole by accident. The zombie almost attacks Rickles, but Laura saves Sarah saves Rickles. And then Salazar's like disgusted with himself because he dropped the pole and the zombie almost ate Rickles. And then Steele gets Salazar and gets him, you almost killed Rickles, you almost killed Rickles. They're both on the platform. And Rickles gets Salazar's head and puts it like in the bottom, trying to put it from the top, put his head leaning towards the bottom where there's still zombies on the other side. They're trying to get him. And it's dangerous because Salazar didn't have a chain where zombies can't even get him. Then Sarah says, he tells Rickles, tells Steele, let go of, looks cool, the gun ring. Let go of him, I'll cut you in half. Then Rickles gets Salazar from the platform. He goes, he throws him down, and Salazar hits like a cave wall and like kind of like knocked out or hurt, whatever. From there, we get to Sarah is with Miguel Salazar, and she's like getting a shot ready. Pretend it's a shot. Salazar gets it and throws it. I'm fine. And then Salazar said, he's like this. You made me look like a piece of crap out there. And Sarah's getting another shot ready. I'm just trying to help you, Miguel. And then Miguel Salazar is like, you stay away from me with that Sarah. And Miguel slaps her just like, and then he hugs her. He's all stressed. Then Sarah's hugging him and she gets the shot. And she sedates him and she puts the shot in his back. And he's like, oh, you bitch. And he goes to lay down on the bed in Sarah's room, and Sarah leaves. After that, we're gonna go into some cave meeting room where we have Rhodes. He's the commander now because the other commander died. We don't know how. Doesn't really say exactly. Just say he died. And Commander Rhodes, he's talking with a scientist called Fisher, some nerd geek with a mustache with glasses. And Fisher's like, listen, we don't have the resources. Our equipment is outdated. We can't get any work done. And then Rhodes is like, tell me, you better get some of that scientific work done and show me results, or your days are numbered. Sarah walks in, and there's also Rickles is also there playing with cards on like a table. It's a meeting room, right? Sarah walks in and says, "Can't we all just get along?" The Rodney King thing. And Rhodes is getting after Sarah, saying, "Y'all better sing things, show me results," and stuff like that. Getting after her. And then he says, "I want everybody here in today's meeting, especially Dr. Frankenstein." And Miguel, and she goes, "You know what?" And Sarah says, "Miguel Salazar will not be here. He's sedated right now." And then Rose goes, "I will not have you drugging up any more men. I want everybody at the meeting." And then Sarah says, "Yes, sir. F you, sir." After that, Sarah goes to meet up with Logan. She doesn't meet up with Logan. She goes to Logan's lab, or Logan, aka Dr. Frankenstein. And she has a talk with Dr. Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's telling her, she's like, they need results. These guys are going crazy. The commander needs the results, and he's like, "I'll show him results." And talking about jelly in the back of the brain, and how is he gonna show the commander how, or Rhodes, how they're gonna be able to control the zombies or the undead. And there is also a zombie on one of their tables. Like they're gonna work on him. Like Frank is gonna work on him. The zombie's tied up, but he's alive, and he breaks out one of his wrist from one of the chains. Guts come out of his stomach. Sarah's getting grossed out. Dr. Frankenstein gets a drill and then puts a drill right into his brain, drills in his brain. The zombie dies. There's also a zombie on the floor, and Sarah tells Dr. Frankenstein, "What is this? What's wrong with this one?" And he's like, "I had to dispose of that one, but we can still get information from it." So that's that. Um, After that, there's there's even a part where Sarah kicks Miguel out of the. That's later. No, but we'll go to the meeting. In the meeting, we have everybody's there. Flyboy's there, radio operator's there. Um, Rickles is there, Steele is there, and the two other soldiers are there. Rhodes is there, he's conducting the meeting. And Sarah's at her chair, and she's like, Larry, the meeting's already started. She's like, we already showed you everything, all the paperwork and all that. And then all the men there, all the men soldiers are just taunting her and saying some of them want to sleep with her and stuff like that. And Rhodes is being rude too. He's like, some of us want some of that loving. He's like this. Sarah wants to walk away because they're just saying obscenities or saying jerky stuff to her. And then Rhodes says, "Sit down, lady." And she doesn't sit down. And then Rhodes goes, "Sit down, or by God, I'm gonna shoot you." She's like, "What?" And then Rhodes says, "You heard me. I said if you don't get out of here, if you don't get back in your chair, I'm gonna shoot you." She's like, "This is ridiculous." Mr. Rhodes is like this, "I'm gonna shoot you. You don't get back in your chair." And then so we got Flyboy and McDermott on one side of the room. We got the soldiers on the other side. Everybody's getting their guns. They're getting their guns ready. And then John Flyboy tells Sarah, "Shut up, Sarah. Sit down and shut up." And at one point, Rhodes says, "Steele," the big strong guy, "shoot that woman." And then Rhodes points his gun at Steele, and he says, "You think I'm screwing around, Steele?" And then so he's threatening Steele, "If you don't shoot that woman, I'm gonna shoot you." So Steele's like, all right. Steele's going for his gun. And then Sarah says, "No." She angrily goes to the other side of the table and sits down in her chair. And then Rhodes goes, y'all gonna find out how things are gonna be run around here. Like, we lost all these men and all this stuff. And he's like, where does it say that we have to sleep near those things? So obviously their sleeping quarters are near where Dr. Frankenstein has his zombies to do experiments on them. But Frankenstein finally shows up, and And Rhodes is like, oh yeah. And then Frankenstein's like, is there food? And Rhodes says, let me. And then Dr. Frankenstein sits down on the table and says, is there food? I was too busy, I couldn't get here on time. I'm sorry, but is there food? Excuse me, is there food? And then Rhodes gets mad, slaps his hand on the ground. I'm running this funky monkey farm, Frankenstein. I don't want you wasting my time on that. And Rhodes is saying, and Frankenstein's like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get rid of all these zombies? He's like, Rhodes is like, I want every one of them dead. And then Frankenstein's like, how are you gonna get rid of them? Are you gonna kill all of them? It's like Frank's like, don't you realize we've been overrun? So that's that. Now we're going to we're gonna get to back to the platform where the zombies are at, and we're gonna have Miguel Salazar again there. And there's a couple of other, maybe one other soldier, and Steele and Rickles are there, and Miguel has the pole again. Steele is there. A couple of soldiers there. And then Miguel is with the pole trying to strap in another zombie. So obviously Dr. Frankenstein needs more zombies to experiment on. And he gets a hold of one zombie. And then with a lasso on the zombie from the neck. So the lasso's on the neck of the zombie. It breaks, and Salazar says, this time it's not my fault. It's not my fault. One of the zombies goes to bite one of the soldiers in the neck. Salazar is fighting with a zombie, but he gets dropped, and then the zombie bites his arm, and he gets bit, and then they kill some of the zombies. Salazar goes running fanatically. One of the zombies had bit the soldier in the neck, and he asked Steele to kill him, and Steele kills him and shoots him in the head. Shoots this wounded soldier that got bit in the neck. Shoots him in the head. So he's out. He dead. Sarah goes running after Miguel Salazar is getting bitten by the hand by the zombie, and he's running towards this trailer that McDermott and Flyboy live at, down, walking down the cave. He's running towards over there. Sarah gets this rock, and Flyboy's there and McDermott are there to help to get Miguel Salazar, but Sarah gets a rock and starts hitting Miguel Salazar in the back of the head. He goes down, and then they get him on the floor while he's knocked out, and they get Flyboy gets John gets a stick. He wraps some kind of cloth, I think a shirt, one of those shirts, I think it's Sarah's, and they light it. They make a torch out of it. And I think McDermott gets the gasoline. They get Miguel's arm like this, and Sarah gets a machete, tends a machete. She starts cutting his arm, and then they get the torch backwards, And then they pretend to torch. They torch his arm. It's already cut off. Pretend my arm's not here. They torture him and Miguel's like, ah, he's gonna feel that where they're burning his arm to kill the infection. Then Rhodes and his men come with a thing with Steel, and they're like, let's kill him, And Sarah's like, no, we caught it in time, and then Steel's like, what if we, or no, they're like, what if he didn't get it in time? He's gonna turn. You think he wants to turn into one of those things? And Sarah says, "If I have to, I'll kill him myself." And then Rhodes says, "Okay, fine. Let's go, Steel. Let's go. We have other things to do." And then Steel goes. He tells Flatboy, "You're on my crap list." And then they take off. Sarah starts crying, and because of the ordeal, and she goes hug Flyboy John, and they hug it out. Flyboy McDermott and they take Miguel Salazar in to the trailer, and they're all there, all four of them. And Miguel Salazar is knocked out from the pain from them torching his arm. Sarah says she needs to go back to get medical supplies for Miguel Salazar, probably some morphine for his pain or whatever. They put a towel over Miguel Salazar's head, and he's laying down. And then McDermott says, "I'll go with you." So he's gonna go with Sarah, and then John Flyboy is gonna stay with Miguel Salazar. And they say that, well, okay, we're gonna go and get the medical supplies. And then John Flyboy says, "If you don't come back on time, I'll go in 10 minutes. I'll go get you, or 15 minutes." So they take off. So McDermott and Sarah, they're gonna go back to go back to the main base and go see if they get medical supplies for. Oh, I better watch out, this thing's sharp. They're gonna go back to the base and to the science department to go get medical supplies for Miguel Salazar. When they're going there, they're spying on Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's there in his lab, whatever. He goes in, and he's playing with this. He's giving the stuff back to Bub again. The zombie that behaves himself and stuff. Yeah, there's a zombie Bub. He's Logan's favorite pet. He's showing them a book, he had showed him a book and a toothbrush the other time, and he shows intelligence. That's why Frankenstein keeps him alive. And they're like, Dr. Frankenstein also puts like some ear, like Walkman or something, so he can hear the old Walkman, so he can hear music and stuff like that. And Bob's showing intelligence by doing what Frankenstein says. And then Frankenstein got a bucket, and he gives Bob like some meat, and has like, I guess it's blood because it's red. And Sarah and McDermott are spying on Frankenstein doing all this stuff, and what he's doing with Bub, and McDermott's like, what is he doing? What is he giving them? And guess what? Rhodes and Steel are there. and they're like, "What are they giving him?" So they surprise all of them, and he goes to Frankenstein like, "What are you giving him?" And the next part they show that Dr. Frankenstein has these dead soldiers that have been killed by the zombies. That he's feeding them the soldiers, and their grave sites have been. He put other like the zombies in there, with everybody thinking they're soldiers, but they're not. Frankenstein's actually putting the dead soldiers in the freezer. And then Rhodes says, "That's our man," and you see even Rickles. He's like scared of what he's seen, and he gets them into Machine Gun, Dr. Frankenstein. So they're like, we shoot Dr. Frankenstein dead. That's our man, our man. Uh, then Rhodes and his gang of bad soldiers, they get Sarah. They get scientist Fisher. That's one of the scientists, a guy Poindexter scientist, and McDermott. They walk them all the way to the trailer where Miguel Salazar and Flyboy John are at. And they're like, "Flyboy John, get out here." And he goes, you know, you're gonna come and take us in a helicopter, and we're gonna leave these guys here." And he's like, "Fat chance." John's like, fat chance. I ain't letting that happen." So Rose is like, "You think I'm messing around?" And he puts a gun up to Fish, the scientist Fisher's head, and he blows Fisher's brains out and kills Fisher instantly. And Sarah's like, "No, no." So Rhodes says, and then so Flyboy John's like, "I'll do whatever you want. Just let them go. Just let them go." And then so then they're gonna take Sarah and they're gonna take Sarah and McDermott to that platform, and they're gonna have Steel beat up Flyboy John. So they take Sarah and McDermott to that platform. They put them in there with like light helmets. At least they gave them all that helmets with lights, and they're going through there. And Steele's beating up John, and then, but at the same time, we got Salazar. He's gonna get up and he's up to something. He's gonna go do something. He gets up and he's gonna go somewhere. Then we got Sarah and McDermott. They have them going to the cave. They go into zombies. They fight some zombies off in that cave that they made them go through the platform. And they're shooting. They're in there running around. McDermott gets one zombie and he chops off a head, and then, you know, no, he doesn't chop off the head. He gets a zombie, trips him, and then he stabs the zombie in the head, cutting the zombie's head in half. They're still running around. Salazar, he makes it up the platform with his no arm, and he goes up on the platform. He's up surface now, and then he has the controller, and he lets the zombies. He lets the zombies in from the cage. He opens the lock and all that, and then he lays down on the platform above ground, and they come. They start eating him alive, and he has like the control, and he makes the control go down, so it's coming down with all tons of zombies, dozens of them. Um, when he had did that, when the elevator comes down and makes noise, Salazar was beating up John, and he takes off with Rickles to go see what's going on with the elevator. So he leaves John alone, and he leaves John with Rhodes and one of the soldiers. I think his name is Juan Torres. I think. Um, and Flyboy John is able to knock out Torres and beat up Rhodes and take Rhodes' guns. So John Flyboy's gonna try to go help Sarah and McDermott. So um, we got Steele and Rickles. I made it where the elevator is, and then Rickles tells Rickles Rickles points to an electrical box where it's the switches for the elevator, and he's like, "Fix it, so they can turn it off, so the zombies won't come down." And then Rickles says, "I can't fix it," and then Rickles is like, "Steele, you can fix it." And he's like, "No, I can't fix it." So they're there, and they're gonna start running. Um, because now they're in trouble, man. Salazar's coming out with all the zombies. They were eating Salazar, and the zombies are gonna start spreading. And Rickles and Steele are on the run. Torres and Torres and Rhodes. They were like knocked out and they're recovering. And then Rhodes finds out that he doesn't have his guns since he was knocked out by Flyboy John. Now Flyboy John and Sarah. Flyboy John goes after Sarah and McDermott. He's shooting zombies down there too, and they get they make it through the cave and they make it out. They have to go up a ladder, and they're gonna go through there. Now the zombies, they're all over the place. First, they catch Torres, they kill him, tear him apart. Then go after Rickles. They kill Rickles, and it's funny when they kill Rickles, he turned out his eye and he's ah. And then Rhodes left all them behind in the golf cart, and he goes to the main base and he locks the door where he's in the office. And then Rickles goes after Rhodes, and he's like banging on the door, Rhodes, and all the zombies are coming after Steele, and he's like, he starts like shooting some of them, and then he's like can't get to the door, but he shoots the door with a gun, so he gets in there. But the zombies are also in that building that they're in, the cave building, and he gets into his office door, and there's just zombies everywhere. They get to the door, and Steele is in that office, and he's also trying to kill Bub. Bub shows up. Bub has been unchained, and then but Steele is surrounded in the room of those zombies. They're gonna get to him, so he does a sign of the cross, and he shoots himself and kills himself, shooting him through the mouth. Zombies eat him. Rhodes is running from Bub, and Bub actually gets a gun, and he starts shooting Steel. Shot him twice, and Steel's like on the hallway and being shot by Bub, the smart zombie, and he's he's like on the wall dragging himself, and he gets to the door. He thinks he escapes, and then um he Rhodes gets to a door. He opens a door. And he's like, okay. And all these zombie hands pop out of the door, and they get him, and they tear apart Rhodes, which is pretty funny. So they kill Rhodes. They have killed all the soldiers. Um, so let's get back to the ladder. Now we got McDermott, Sarah, and Flyboy. They're climbing a ladder. There's a pretty cool part where they're gonna grab one of them climbing the ladder, and then one of the good guys, shoots down. They kill the zombie that's trying to get their legs, and all they climb the ladder. They climb the ladder, and when they climb the ladder, they get to the helicopter. Sarah gets to the helicopter above. When the ladder takes them above, Sarah gets to the helicopter. They're all running there. Sarah gets on, try to reach for the helicopter, and then that zombie hand comes out, and then it just flashes out. And it flashes out where it gets to. Sarah is now on a beach, like I assume they're on an island, and then we got Flyboy, John, and McDermott. They are fishing in the ocean, so I assume they're made it to some kind of island. And then you got Sarah; she's marking down the a calendar she made herself. She's marking the next, and that is, and they made it to safety, and that is the end of Day of the Dead film. This film is one of my favorite films. I see it over and over and over again. There's some times when I tell you guys, I tell you about any movie, sometimes any kind of movie. Like if there's a movie and I tell you, well, I seen it and it's only good to see once or whatever. You might think I'm picky. I'm not picky because this movie, I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. I will still see it over and over and over again. It's one of my favorite zombie flicks. I If you have seen it, I hope you appreciate my opinion on this movie. If if you have not seen it, it's a must. If you're a zombie fan and you don't mind gore and you like horror, I strongly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, if you have not seen the 1985 original Day of the Dead film, then you're missing out. And if you like zombie movies and you haven't seen this, you're missing out. And there's always going to be people that have not seen this movie that love horror films. And I strongly recommend you see it. This movie, I would give it, I definitely an A plus. I give it an A plus. I'll give it an A plus plus. And I don't give too many A plus pluses. It's really good. It has a really good story. At one point, I didn't like that the zombie was smart. This guy Bub, but somebody explained to you that that maybe some zombies can be evolution. They can learn. I mean, it's a thought. It's not that bad. It's not that stupid. It's okay. It's possible. I mean, man, with the things that are going on nowadays, like with this dumb presidential Biden administration and COVID and all these weird things happening and all these evil things happening, I wouldn't be surprised if the dead arise. Don't get scared. I'm sure everything will be okay. It's a good survival kit, and what makes this movie really good is the soldiers are fighting from inside. Like they're not uniting with the scientists; they're being separated. They're not fighting as a team. They're not working as a cohesive. Let's see if I can say this word. They're not working as a cohesive unit, and that's gonna be their downfall. That they're not working together. So this is a learning lesson. Even in any dangerous situation, you have people are, excuse me, in a stranded island or something like that. You have to work together, try to get out. United, as what they say, united we stand, divided we fall. It's one of the best zombie flicks of all time. I would compare it to Dawn of the Dead. In a lot of ways, it's even better than the zombie movies we have nowadays. I guess you can't beat the originals. It delivers. There are some crummy zombie movies out there, but this is not one of them. So I give this movie an A plus plus. I don't know what else to say about it. They were divided. They fell. The good guys, they took off and landed on the beach. That's good. The gore effects are. Oh, I'm sorry, because I forgot about the gore effects. The gore effects are really good. The machine gun parts when they're machine gunning zombies, it's good. It's all really good, man. I mean, I have no problem with the acting. It's awesome. I love this film. I love it. It's one of these movies I see over and over and over again. What does it mean if I see over and over again? That means I'm really into it. It's very believable. I like movies where you can believe. My thing is if I can, how do you say it, like believable, where I can really believe I'm there. Like you don't see any parts that show that it's really fake or anything like that. It's very believable. Like it's real. I mean, like I say, the horror. Then what makes helps is the gore effects, the machine guns. The storyline is awesome. Oh my gosh, the storyline. You see, let's put it like this, like this. Storyline, I give it an A plus. Machine guns and all that stuff, A plus. Gore effects, A plus. Acting, A plus. I have no problem with the acting. It's just like a perfect movie all around. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned there in the beginning where they're looking for zombies in the city, which is possibly was Miami. There is a car. Go look at it. There is a car that's running, and supposedly that place is that city is supposed to be empty and just ruled the zombies. I don't think a zombie can drive a car. Although Fisher did mention in this movie, he said that he saw a zombie trying to drive a car. Where there was somebody driving a car, I don't think it was a zombie in the Miami in the very beginning, in the city. So check that out. I did see it. So I can rant all and all just saying praising this movie. So I'm gonna go in the review. Thank you for seeing my review. I should say didn't forget. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I should say in the beginning so you all don't forget. But I need these likes to help have my channel running, just like anybody else. And I hope you can help me out. I only want people that enjoy my stuff though, and enjoy my movie reviews. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. This is ending my review of George A. Romero's 1985 film Day of the Dead. I'll leave you with this. The world will never be a perfect place, but we can all make it better. Till next time, this is Alberto, aka Destroyer 48, signing out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Take care. God bless you.